Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today is Tubi Tuesday. I'm interviewing an awesome guy. He is a Tubi director, filmmaker, and horror movie director as well. He's a martial artist, actor, award-winning filmmaker out of Newark, New Jersey. We got Franklin Correa with us today. What's up, Franklin?
What's going on, man? How's everything, Travis?
Good, man. Good, man. I'm glad you were able to come to my channel and say hi to all of my subscribers. All right, man. I'm going to shoot right at the gate, man. So how did you get into the filmmaking business?
Well, first and foremost, before we would jump into that, I'm not a Tubi filmmaker. There's no such thing as a Tubi filmmaker. I'm an independent filmmaker and actor that gets his films on Tubi TV because I have a private plug dealing directly with Tubi TV before they got bought out by Fox. So
Okay.
Out the way. Now, as for how I got into filmmaking, basically, I don't want to make a long story short. I saw Chuck Norris, which is my idol, and I said, man, this guy kicks, punches. He's not even Asian. Blah blah blah. I gotta do this. And then I was like, well, if he's doing movies like this, I mean, I want to be able to do this too. So I just wanted to be an actor at first. I just wanted to be an action star. That's all I ever wanted to be, was somebody who just made action movies kicking at people's asses and stuff like that. That's all. But fast forward, it started to get hard and I started to get typecasted. And I would get either a thug, rapist, drug dealer, a cop. And I'm just like, this is not for me. And I met this guy by the name of Thomas J. Churchill, who they considered the godfather of independent horror. But this is like before he was even known. And I met him at Flushing, Queens, in his small little office with his wife. And he told me, look, you got a good look to you. You can go places, but you got to make your own movies because nobody's going to give you that free ride unless you want to hit the casting couch. And I was like, nah. He goes, here, I'm gonna give you two books. And one was called The Art of Screenwriting, and the other one was called Rebel Without a Crew by Robert Rodriguez. Changed my life forever. Changed my life forever. I read the book and I never looked back. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make my own movies. I'm gonna market myself, publicize myself. At the same time, I'm gonna help as many people as I can.
Okay. And what was the first movie you made? And what was your first movie?
Feature film wise?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Somebody was like sending messages again.
You're good.
My very first feature film was Flash Drive, actually.
Okay.
Which you can actually see on Tubi, but like I told somebody put it up there without my permission. But I re-released it on my channel, on my North Studios channel on YouTube, which is the director's cut, which is actually longer and digitally remastered. So you can watch that anytime you want to watch it.
Nice.
So that was my very first movie, and I shot it. All my movies are made with money out of my own pocket. I don't look for people to fund my movies, nothing like that. Maybe once in a while I do it once. I might do an Indiegogo here and there, but everybody wants to say, oh, I couldn't do my movie because of funding. No, motherfucker, go in your pocket, take $20 a week and pay and put it to the side to make your movie.
It actually jumps to the next question. I actually saw on your Facebook, I actually follow you on Facebook, and you actually do a video weekly, I believe it is, about making films with no budget. So talk a little bit about that. How, if somebody's coming off the street, they want to make a movie, what are some tips to make a movie with no budget?
Okay. So first of all, the first thing I would say is there's a misconception, because once people hear no budget or zero budget, they automatically think you're making a movie with no money. That's not the case. The way it breaks down is like this. Any film that's made for $10,000 and under is a no budget film. Anything between $10,000 and $20,000 is micro budget, which they used to say shoestring, but to be PC, now they say micro budget. So anything between 10 and 20,000 is micro budget. Anything from 20,000 all the way up to $7 million, believe it or not, is considered ultra low to low budget still.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So how would $10,000? Like I watch one of your films. How do you get the actors? How do you get the set? How do you break it down? What would the steps be?
Okay, so back in the day, I don't know if they're still around, but I used to go on Craigslist, which was big at one point. So I would go on Craigslist, put out casting calls on Craigslist. I would put it on NY Castings, which is free for everybody. NY Castings. There was another one called Buzz NYC at the time. I don't know if they're still around, but they were free. And then there was another one called Mandy.com, which is located in the UK, but they also, people go on there, randomly for different things around the world. So I use those four. And then now I don't even use them anymore. Now I just do my things on Facebook, inside the Facebook groups and stuff like that. And most of the people that I hire are off of Facebook now.
Okay, that's interesting. So what's the biggest struggle as a filmmaker in the year 2023? What is the biggest struggle you would say trying to make horror movie or film in general?
Man, there's a lot, man. There's a lot of different aspects in it. For me, since I've been doing this for 23 years, believe it or not. So, like for me, it comes easy. I'll just wish to call it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just like in a blink of an eye, I'll come up with something. But for other people, they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do or whatever. For me, it's casting actresses. To me, is the hardest. I can get male actors, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Female actresses are the hardest because they don't want to work for free. Nobody, put it this way, no actor wants to work for free anymore, okay? And the thing is that you have to earn your stripes before you can get paid. You have to, do some extra work or whatever not, or if you're gonna you just want to jump right into it, fine, but you're not gonna get paid right away. You know what I mean? And the thing is that they're like, oh, I need to get paid scale. Like, motherfucker, you don't even have no IMDb credits. How the fuck you want to get paid scale? Stupid jukes. You know what I'm saying? So I get so frustrated with people, like flustered. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a quick example. Mm-hmm. I'm shooting a film called Thug. I have a documentary horror film on Tubi TV called Thug, and I'm shooting the sequel to it right now. And there's a scene where I'm not doing anything to the girl or anything like that. She's supposed to be acting like she's giving me a blowjob.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it was just to find a girl just to try and bob her head up and down on camera? You're not sucking my cock, real. You know what I mean? I can't do that. It's gonna make my profile and my portfolio look horrible. I had to change the scene. I had one girl, I said, listen, I'm gonna bend you over on the table, and then I'm gonna pull down my pants and show my ass on camera. You don't have to do nothing. All you have to do is lean over the table. That's it. And just go, come on. That's it. Uh-huh. She was like, oh, but my career, and I can't, and like, you know what, just, I really needed a girl, and I could see that she's talented and hungry. So I was like, you know what, all right, I'll cut that scene out. And I had to change everything up just to make everything right. But the thing is that a lot of actresses this day and age, they just don't want to do this shit. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to get paid. And that's my problem, is finding actresses. Everybody else complains about funding. No, motherfucker, go in your wallet and Go to fucking Dollar General, buy some some Caro syrup, make your fucking fake blood, run in the woods with a fucking mask on, and you got yourself a movie. Stupid prick.
But here's the thing: I like practical when it comes to horror. I love the practical effects. I love the Tom Savini. I love the practical. The CGI stuff doesn't do it for me. It really,
Exactly.
and I see less and less horror movie directors, low budget, high budget, using practical effects.
I actually just saw a movie. What was it? Last week? I think it was last week I saw it, and it was a world premiere on. It was a Tubi original world premiere on Friday night, and it was called Captive with Scout Taylor Compton.
Okay, from Halloween, from the Rob Zombie Halloween movies.
Shit, Rob Zombie Halloween movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't realize it was her because she don't look the same. She looks older now. So it's like I'm like, all right. And I'm watching the movie, and the premise was really good. It was a one location type thing, and everything. But what you just said, what they went to go do, they went and somebody bought Rocket Stock Carnage, which is a program for those who don't know that has CGI blood. And every time they bit into somebody's neck, you would see CGI blood squirt across the screen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't real. And then when it cut back to them, they just had a little bit of like Caro syrup running down their mouth, and I was just like,
it just doesn't. I mean, I'm 40, and I grew up in the 80s. The rock star time for horror movies. I like that practical. Yes, it may look cheap, it may look fake, but I like that look better than I do the computer effects. And unfortunately, it seems like in the horror genre, they're going more towards that. And that's my biggest complaints when it comes to newer horror flicks. All right, speaking of, we were talking about distribution companies. Maverick. Maverick is a big company. Have you ever worked with them?
Yeah, I fuck Maverick. I don't deal with Maverick. First of all, I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple with them. Okay, because the guy who owns Maverick, his name is Doug Schwab. But everybody calls him Doug Schwab because he's smooth when he talks because he's been doing this for like 30 years. You know what I mean? He came from York Entertainment, which was a company that went belly up in the early 2000s, and basically he just took like half the ladies' catalog and brought it over, and then he made his own company, which is Maverick Entertainment. Now, okay, I'm grateful that Maverick picked up 2 of my movies and released them, but what I don't like is that, first of all, now they don't pick up nobody's film unless you're a black filmmaker, which is crazy. How's a white Jewish man, own a fucking company that only picks up films?
I was actually talking to another filmmaker about Maverick, and they said, "Oh, I like dealing with Maverick because it's a black-owned company." I was like, "Oh, cool, right?" And for some reason, I decided to Google it, and no, it's owned by an old white man.
Yeah, Doug Schwab. He's like 50 years old. He changed the company's name from Maverick Entertainment to Maverick Black Entertainment now. I have the shirt in the room. You know what I mean? The quarantine shirt from when what you call it, when we had COVID. And I went down there and I met him and everything, and he was like, "Oh, I can't have lunch with you, but here's a $150 gift card. Go treat yourself to a crab dinner for yourself." And I was like, "Okay." And we talked and everything, and I asked him, I said, "Do you guys finance films? Are you guys looking into finance films?" He's like, "Oh no, it's too much work. Now, fast forward, I get home, and a friend of mine passes away by the name of Xavier Kant. He was a black filmmaker, mentor to me, and him and I went back all the way to the MySpace days. That's where we met.
Wow.
And he passed away from COVID, and he told me before he passed away, it was like, yo, Maverick just gave me 13 grand up front. And Cancer's been dealing with them since they first came out in the early 2000s. Like he's made like movies with Little Kim, what's this? Eva Longoria.
Okay.
He did a movie called Señorita Justice with her and Little Kim and stuff like that. And a movie called Urgency with Brian Austin Green from 90210. And he's done movies with Maverick. But so they gave him the 13 grand up front to do a movie for them. So I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, my brother Robert Graham, who I told you that reached out to you.
Great guy.
Right. Maverick just gave me 15 grand to do my movie. But they're giving me 7,500 up front, and then after the movie's done, they give me the other 7,500. I said, okay. So now I'm in the movie now. I'm the assistant fight choreographer on the movie, and I'm in the movie as a character. And I hit up Maverick Entertainment. I said, hey, so I'm hearing that you guys are financing. Oh no, we're not doing that. I'm like, well, I'm in Rob's movie, and Rob, I'm the assistant fight choreographer. I'm one of the associate producers. I know that you guys financing the movie. Oh, well, the reason why we're financing, now they changed it all up. Oh, now the reason why we're financing the movie is because he has known celebrities in the movie. What? A 50-year-old guy that was part of the Sugar Hill Gang, and a Jay Chosen, who was like a runner-up on the fucking The Voice or whatever, and he's in the movie for like 30 seconds. Who else is in the movie that's a big name, right? So now I'm pissed off because now I see that they're lying to me or whatever. So I start talking to other filmmakers in your area, the DMV area, and they're all like, fuck Maverick. I've been doing a movie. I did a movie with them like 20 years ago, and I'm just finally getting a residual check, like 23 years later, and it's not even that big. And I'm like, man. I was like, man. He was like, yo, I'm telling you, blah blah blah. So now you have all these other black filmmakers that are supporting Maverick and saying, oh, the Maverick's movies are good, because what happens is that they make these, sorry to say, y'all, some of you guys make some of these really bad hood movies. And I say hood movies, and people get mad when I'm in the Tubi TV group. People get mad when I say hood movies, because they're like, what do you mean hood movies? Okay, first of all, everybody got tattoos, got beards, cornrows.
I enjoy them because they're ridiculously bad.
But here's the thing. They're flooding.
It's literally a walking stereotype.
Yeah.
Those movies are walking stereotype.
You know what I'm saying? You got hood rat chicks with tattoos all over their body, getting banged on camera. Then who's fighting over gang territory? Who's trying to sell the most coke? Who's trying to come on, man? And a lot of them, I hate to say for some of you guys, I love Detroit, but most of these movies are coming out of Detroit. And you guys say, yo, Detroit, we're the new black film. No, motherfucker, Atlanta's the new black Hollywood. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? But like I said, I mean, a lot of these, some of them are good, some of them, like, yo, the Dirty D. I watched 2 episodes of the Dirty D. I turned this shit off.
I totally agree. I watched one. It was bad. What was it called? It was like, who got the it was about, okay, there's some famous sunglasses I never even heard of. That's a Detroit sunglasses. And apparently in real life, motherfuckers are killing each other in Detroit for these fucking sunglasses that some Detroit rapper that no one knows of except for people in Detroit wears. And it was horrible.
And that's another thing. People are like, oh, Murder Pain. Who the fuck is Murder Pain? To me,
you are so right about Detroit.
The fucking guy looks like a Jada Kiss reject.
But here's the thing. I don't know if you've ever been to Detroit. I've been to Detroit. Exactly how it looks in those fucking movies, exactly how it looks on anything you see, that's how Detroit looks. I live in Baltimore. Detroit is scary. It's a scary place. I don't know.
Because all the houses are burnt down and fucking.
One has jobs, is poor, it's nothing but poverty, homeless people crying.
I mean, I don't know if you remember this. About a year ago, they were trying to sell the fucking fire department for like $1.
But they're selling houses there for $100.
Yeah, my cousin moved there. My cousin literally moved there, bought a fucking 2-family house for fucking man. I think he pays like $270 something on mortgage, his mortgage.
It's cheap.
And the house was 0 down payment, of course.
So I want to shoot over to something else. I saw on your Facebook. We were talking about Maverick, but you said that.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
You had an issue.
We jumped off the thing. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. But we're going to say this on to, you have an issue with Film Hub. Number one, what is Film Hub? And what's your issue with Film Hub? Okay,
so Film Hub, I don't know if you ever remember Distributor.
No.
Okay, Distributor and Film Hub, they're basically the same fucking company. They just changed the name. Basically, what they are, they're an online aggregator, meaning they're not a distributor. People call them a distributor, but they're not. They're an online aggregator. You submit your film to them, they look it over, and then they go, okay, we're gonna get you on this platform, that platform, and it's an 80-20 split. But we need you to do this. And they want all different types of posters, different sizes. They want closed captions. Your film has to be a certain frame rate. It has to be a certain file size. It has to be ProRes, whatever. You do all that, and then they turn around and they go like this. Oh, hey, we don't think your poster is promotional enough. So we're gonna remake your poster for you, $250. Oh, hey, your closed captioning is off. Your wording doesn't make sense to the movie. Oh, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to rep.com and we're gonna charge you $250. So now you're $450 in a hole plus tax, $479 in a hole until you make some money. Now, I did this as an experiment, Travis. I did this as an experiment. I said, you know what? Could I have a direct plug to Tubi TV because I've been with Tubi TV before they got bought out by Fox.
Okay. Wow.
So I still deal with them one-on-one. So I know how I get paid, how much I get paid, when I get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So if I tell you I get paid by Tubi every month on the 6th of every month, one flat rate every month for the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's one flat rate for that month. With Film Hub, you go down, you look at Tubi. It says, oh, your film has been streaming for, mind you, my film's been streaming for 2 years. Lyco or Black Magic, and another film called Fatal. Oh, it's been streaming for about 2 years now. How the fuck does it say that I only made $7 on Tubi TV streaming? First of all, Tubi TV doesn't pay you through streaming, Papa. They pay you through AVOD, which is advertising video on demand. That's why there's so many commercials in between your movie.
Long ass commercials too.
Yeah, but those commercials is what pays you and Tubi because it's a 70-30 split with Tubi TV. So they, no matter what, and people say, oh, Tubi TV is going to stop with the commercials. No, they're not. You know why? Because it's guaranteed money, no matter what.
Yep. So
people can say, oh, the movie's a piece of shit, I don't want to watch it. But you already watched 2 commercials, so they still get their 30%. They're still raking in hundreds of millions of dollars a year, whether or not you watch the rest of the movie or not.
Yep.
So Film Hub tells people that they only made $7 streaming.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's right there, that's false lies because I just told you it's AVOD.
Yeah.
Because I deal with them straight head on. So I'm sitting there and I contacted, and here's another thing. I contacted them and I told them about this. They never answer your emails. They never respond back. And then when you tell them that you're going to go get a lawyer, that's when they go, hey, sorry, we're really backed up right now. We got your message, but we don't understand what you're talking about. You need to look more into that. Listen, you got my movie on 8 streaming platforms. How did it not make any money when I've been promoting the shit out of it for 2 years? You know what I mean? It just makes no sense.
So do you think, well, you should think no, because you're going straight to Tubi. So a director or filmmaker who is going through Film Hub or Maverick, how is that? They're making, I'm assuming they're making significantly less money by going through a distributor to get that contact.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Maverick. I'll give you the breakdown of what happened to me. Okay, every distributor, not just Maverick, every distributor gives you overhead capital. So that means that whatever money is their overhead capital is what they have to make back first before you see a dime. So they'll tell you it's a 50-50 split down the middle, but you're not going to see anything until they make their overhead capital, which is whatever they're charging you for finding the streaming services. If you got DVDs, which a lot of the distributors aren't doing DVDs anymore, but if you get a distributor that's doing DVDs, they're going to charge you for cellophane, the DVD litho covers, the boxes, the printouts, everything. So you're looking at, if you're doing DVDs, you're looking at about $20,000, $30,000 overhead cap, maybe even 50 tops. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I went with Maverick with 2 of my movies, and they both did really well, but I didn't pay attention. I went and I signed the contract, as you say, a la local, crazy, you know, and just to be a part of Maverick, to be a part of a big company that's known. And I didn't look at the contract, and when I really looked at it, I said, damn, $50,000 overhead capital, but there's no DVDs. And I contacted them. I said, hey, listen, are you doing DVD? And they was like, no, it's just streaming. And I'm like, why is it $50,000? And his exact words was, I'm not changing my overhead capital for anybody. It's been the same way since 2000, and it's staying the same way. And I'm like, how's it staying the same way when the times have changed? There's no DVDs anymore. How are you still charging people all this money? He goes, well, if you don't like it, well, him and his aggregator were like, if you don't like it, then we'll give you your movie back, and you give us back our $1,500 that we gave you up front. Mind you, they were giving everybody else $7,000, $8,000 up front. Me, I get $1,500. You know what I'm saying? So my movie makes.
So this is probably why a lot of the filmmakers are pushing out movies like crazy. I've noticed in Tubi, they are making 20 movies a year. I know I'm over exaggerating, but they're pushing movies out like crazy.
Well, but some of them are so fucking bad. They're just saying, hey, they're like, Hanifa, get Joaquin and everybody, come to my house. We're gonna shoot this movie today. And I know somebody who's like that. Like every day he puts up a picture. Yo, me and my wife. Yeah, his wife's making like, the old school box of macaroni and cheese, and she's like, yeah, my wife's cooking a good dinner for everybody. I'm like, bro, you're eating old school macaroni and cheese and gizzards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's good to me, but to other actors, they'd be like, yo, what the fuck is this guy eating? Yeah. And he's from the DMV area. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm the king of Tubi. I'm the man. Yo, you don't understand. I'm just like, yo, dude, relax, bro. You got 5 movies out there. I'm on my 9th film. Relax. Mm-hmm. But he got mad at me because he saw my posting and he goes, oh, man, how you talking about you're going to bring down Tubi? I said, I'm going to do my best to bring Tubi down. I mean, I'm sorry, Tubi. I keep on saying Tubi. I'm sorry.
Don't say Tubi. Film Hub.
Film Hub. I was like, I'm not trying to. I was like, look, man. I was like, they fucking people over. I was like, the only reason why you like them is because they'll take anybody's movie. They'll even. The thing is that I think that since Fox took over, there's like they don't care. They're like, Fox is seeing how much activity is in there, and a lot of the activity on Tubi TV is from the hood. It's from the inner city or the country bumpkins that live in the countryside hood.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones who are in the groups all the time. I was in the group. Like 2 weeks ago. I was in one of the groups. I don't remember which one because I'm a member of like 7. And I put up a posting, and because we had a meeting. Forgot the guy's name. Really nice guy. It's part of a clubhouse type thing. I don't know if you know about it.
Mm.
But like a lot of the Tubi actors and filmmakers go on there. We all talk. So Erica Mena, you know who Erica Mena is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Erica Mena had made a comment saying, she's like, I went into these Tubi rooms on Facebook and they're slandering my name and they're calling me a Tubi actress and they're calling everybody a Tubi actor and the Tubi movies when we work hard for this. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I agree. And they still do it. And I posted up the other day and I was like, listen, we all appreciate the love and support and everything. But I said, stop calling us fucking Tubi actors or actresses and stop calling us Tubi movies. It's an independent film that got picked up for Tubi. Tubi TV is it's the 3rd largest streaming platform in the world right now. And hopefully within the next couple of years, it'll be next to Netflix. You know what I mean? But right now, Amazon Prime is still.
Yeah.
And all these hood rats and stuff like that are ratchet as hell. And I'm like, peace and blessings, just respect us and, just say actors and filmmakers. Don't say Tubi movies, Tubi actors. We don't like that. You're labeling us. And it makes us feel like our craft is not being appreciated. And they're like, oh, man, fuck you, motherfucker. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I'm just telling you how you guys feel. We always come in here and we always see what people are saying. And like, sometimes they trash the film. They'll be like, oh my God, the movie was so horrible. Somebody give me a camera. I'll make the movie better than myself, whatever. They say it's the craziest shit. And they don't realize how hard it is to make a feature film.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy. That's why it takes almost a year just to make a fucking independent feature film.
And one of the things I was talking to Felicia Rivers, I'm pretty sure she actually directed Tiffany Doll. I was even telling her, that some of the movies on Tubi, I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not, I do Tubi movie reviews. I bash some of them. But at the same time, I still have respect for the actual filmmaker because it's something that most people can't do. It's something that I can't do. To go ahead and put your own money out there to make something a piece of, at the end of the day, it's a piece of artwork that you felt passionate about, and you put your money, your time, your effort, and you put it out there. I mean, that's a round of applause. I mean, I respect that. I don't care how bad your movie is. I don't care how hood your movie is. I don't care how stupid your movie is. I don't care. At the end of the day, you believed in something and you put your money there and you put your time, your effort, your energy, your soul into making something to show it off to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely respect you guys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't like every movie on Tubi TV either, and I'm a Tubi TV. Look, I almost said it too. I almost said it because I hear it every day. Because my films are on Tubi TV. Because my films are on Tubi TV, I respect the hustle from everybody, no matter where they're from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, did I like, the movie that you just mentioned, Tiffany the Doll? I didn't like. I honestly, I didn't like Tiffany the Doll. It was a woman acting like a robot, like a fucking, it was, then there's a scene where you can literally see people in the closet. And I was just like, yo, what am I watching? I forgot what scene it was. She was on the bed or whatever, and they had like these like folding doors. I was just like, oh God, really bad. But you know what? It doesn't matter. You don't know if that's her first. You don't know if that was her first movie. You don't know if it was her second movie. You know, you don't know what struggles she went through to make that.
And the thing about it is, there's people out there who love that movie. There's people out there who love that movie. There's a lot of people that love some of the movies that I give bad reviews to, you know? And everybody has different tastes.
Yeah, exactly.
So speaking about movies, I watched one of yours, Lyco, which is a excellent horror flick that's on Tubi. It's not a Tubi movie, but it's on Tubi. And so if you want to check it out. So tell everybody a little bit about Lyco and
okay. This is a funny story. I'll make it short though. Lyco started off as my film that's coming out soon called Extraction Point. Lyco started off as about an alien, but we couldn't get the people that I wanted to be a part of it, and then those people that we did get screwed me over. Like at the day of shooting, nobody showed up whatsoever. So
wow.
I freaked out and I was just like, bro, this is crazy. So I reached out to my boy Mark Frado, who actually runs a company called Insane on Rama, and he does like independent horror films. He's an independent horror filmmaker and a great film composer. And he said, Frank, I've been wanting to work with you for a long time. Let's do something. And he goes, have you ever thought about doing like an action horror? He's a John. Now, for those of you who don't know, John Carpenter is my favorite director.
I love John Carpenter.
You know, my top 5 is John Carpenter, Walter Hill, Michael Mann, Sam Peckinpah, and then of course the one and only Robert Rodriguez. Those would be my top 5. If you guys don't know who Sam Peckinpah is, go watch the Osterman Weekend. Go watch the Wild Bunch. Go watch Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, which is one of my all-time favorites. You know, Walter Hill. Everybody should know who Michael Mann and Walter Hill is. So, you know, but I like John because John he's always been that type of dude to blend action, horror, sci-fi, thriller, everything all into one.
Yes.
So I said, you know what? And I started thinking, and I said, you know what hasn't been done in a long time? There hasn't been a movie done about voodoo in a long time. And I said, the last movie that was done about voodoo was back in the 80s, and that was with Martin Sheen. It was called The Believers. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a great movie. And it was about a voodoo priest going around killing little kids. Wow. So,
check that out.
It was crazy. So I took that and I said, you know, let's do a movie about this guy, keep the same name, Lyco, and make this guy like a voodoo priest who is looking for this ancient relic. And since I'm from the Dominican Republic, we love elephants. Like elephants are like kind of like an elephant statue or anything with elephants is kind of like a symbol of good luck or protection. So I have one in my room carved out of wood, and I just like we used that as the relic and that everybody was looking for. And then like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw action, martial arts, and horror in this and make it. And let's do it. And that's the film that actually made me an award-winning filmmaker and filmmaker.
It's an amazing movie. It definitely keeps you engaged the whole entire time. Definitely, guys, check out Lyco. That's Lyco on Tubi. Now you're working on.
Wait till Black Magic comes out, which is actually my version, because you watch that version. I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't get paid for it. So, okay. You know, the jerk off that put it up without my permission is skimming money off of me already. So.
So yes, check out Black Magic as well when that comes out to Amazon. Is that coming out on Amazon or Tubi?
Tubi TV. It'll be up within the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. All right. Speaking of another flick, you got Milano Effect. That's coming out soon.
Yes, sir.
About that.
The Milano Effect was man. It was a mission to do this movie. It took over a year to film it because for those of you who don't know, I actually had I had 2 heart attacks. Wow. And My second heart attack, I actually was clinically dead for 5 minutes.
Jeez.
So, so basically, I'm lucky to be here. And soon as I came out of the critical care unit and everything, I I couldn't walk or nothing like that. So we had to wait it took me 4 months to learn how to walk again. Because what they do is they go in through your groin and I have 4 stents in my heart. I have 4 stents in me. 3 in my heart, 1 in my jugular vein. So it was hard for me to walk because all those ligaments were all bruised. So I had to walk with a walker or stuff like that. So once I got better, we started filming the Milano Effect, and then unfortunately, one of the medications that I was actually taking put me back in the hospital because it was eating a hole in my stomach, and I was internally bleeding and didn't realize it, and I almost died again. So the Milano Effect took a long time to do it, about almost a year and a half, but we got it done. It's basically a kind of like a Born Identity type movie. Feel I wanted to give that Born Identity type feel because that's one of my favorite movies. So basically, it's about this guy named Jerry Milano who used to work for he used to be a former engineer for NASA, and he gets hired with 3 of his former comrades by the NSA to make a satellite, which is supposed to help, keep it's supposed to help keep track the weather and the storms and stuff like that. But why would the NSA need that? They deal with national security, not the weather. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he puts 2 and 2 together, and he screws them over basically. So they basically send a team of mercenaries to take them out. So now he goes off the grid because he's a witness protection to bring down the head of the NSA. And I'm his handler. I play David Soto, I play a U.S. Marshal that has to keep him safe for the next 24 hours to get him to court before, so he could do the hearing and bring down this guy. So we're being hunted by these mercenaries, led by this guy named the Major, led by a talented guy named Ron Liguori, very good actor. And we shot this movie all over New Jersey, New York. Part of it was shot in Mexico. Part of it was shot in London, England. So yeah, it's a big deal. And it's being released sometime by November, December. It should be out by the end of this year.
Because for the first year. Now, would that be coming out on Tubi as well?
Yes, that's gonna. Right now, we're working on trying to solidify a major worldwide deal for the Milano Effect because it's a big movie. So
yeah,
I mean, once I get a screener, I'll be happy to send you the screener so you can check it out for yourself.
Most definitely. All right, so one last question. It's been a great interview. Sure. One last question for you. Sure. If you could remake any iconic horror movie, which one would it be and why?
If I could remake any iconic horror movie, which one would it be and why? The Prowler.
Prowler is a good one. That was filmed in New Jersey as well.
That's why I would remake it because it was made in New Jersey, Cape May County, New Jersey, 1981, baby. Mm-hmm. And it was unique. It was something different. It was a World War II guy going around with a bayonet, with a fishnet over his face, killing people in the worst ways.
That is a good one. I'm surprised no one has remade that yet.
Yeah, knock on wood, because they just fuck up everything right now. So
yeah,
they really fuck up everything. So, but that would be wild. Number one would be the Prowler, because number one, it's a Jersey movie. Number two, it was something different and unique that hasn't done. Even though it's still a serial killer,
mm-hmm.
You've never seen like a World War II, guy wearing a fishnet over his face, popping out the fucking pool, cutting fucking throat. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Savini did the special effects and it was fucking amazing.
It really was.
So
I forgot I forgot about the movie, but I actually did a only reason I knew that it was filmed in New Jersey because I did a uh, filming location tour of that movie all throughout Cape May and the hotel and all that. So I knew exactly you're from New Jersey. That's a New Jersey movie. So
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, I'm just saying that would be my thing. Like, it would be a Jersey movie, of course. It would be either The Prowler would be number one. Friday the 13th, of course, I would remake it my way. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Another one would be Frankenhooker, which is filmed in Jersey as well.
Is it
Frankenhooker,
Yeah.
Frankenhooker, fucking those would be like the three from Jersey that I would actually remake, or even Basket Case, which wasn't filmed in New Jersey. It was actually filmed in New York City and then on a borderline of upstate New York and New Jersey.
Okay.
The original, part one.
Well, if I personally want to see one, you should do The Prowler. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
I would see that. Definitely.
Prowler would be. I would go all out with that shit. You know, if anybody was gonna redo it, redo the Prowler, I would love Petey Alvarez to do the Prowler.
That would be good. Yes.
Because he crawl, don't breathe.
Yes.
He'll have eyes.
I agree. I'm shocked that no one has jumped on that. As soon as you said, you're the first person to ever say The Prowler. As soon as you say The Prowler, I was like, I forgot about. How come no one has remade that movie? I mean, they remade The Hitcher, they remade everything, but
a lot of people really don't know about that movie, believe it or not.
Really?
There's so many movies that are underrated that came out in the 80s that people were like, wow. Like, I say to people like, yo, did you ever see Neon Maniacs? They're like, the fuck is Neon Maniacs? I'm like, bro, that was Nightbreed before Nightbreed even came about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so I'm an 80s kid, so I grew up on all that, so I know I definitely.
Yeah, you say you're 40, I'm 45, so my first ever film in the movie theater and in general and in horror was Slumber Party Massacre, 1983.
See,
I was 5 years old, sitting down watching women run around with their pussies and titty hanging out, getting cut by a drill, and I loved it.
See, my first horror movie, my first movie I ever seen in a movie theater. So my parents never took us to the movie theater, and my older sister got her driver's license in the car, and she took my younger sister and I to go see Jason Goes to Hell. That was so, Javon, thank you for that. But she didn't tell our parents, and she took us to see Jason Go to Hell, and so that was definitely my first horror. I mean, that's my first movie I saw in the movie theater.
Oh yeah. I got the double whammy in 1983, so I was good because it was we saw Summer Party Massacre, and then we went to the Sanford Theater in Irvington, New Jersey, and we snuck in and we watched Jackie Chan's movie Eagle and Snake's Shadow.
Oh, nice, nice. You get some horror and some kung fu. That's
yeah. It was crazy. And I came home and I was like, oh man. My father said, take your ass to bed. You ain't watching no porno tonight.
So Franklin, tell everybody how we can find you.
Mostly everybody can find me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook 24/7 because that's how I promote and market my films, of course. And also, I also have a group called the Strictly No Budget Film Group that I cater to helping people that want to be a filmmaker, whether it's no budget, micro budget, or low budget. I'm there to help people and guide them in the right direction, so they don't go through what I went through, because it took me 18 years to see a paycheck from a movie that I've done. You know what I mean? I don't want people to go through that.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram would be the top guys.
And I'll put
that's it.
And I'll make sure to put your name down in the description so everybody can definitely check you out. And definitely check out Lyco. Well, wait a couple weeks, and Black Magic on Tubi. Yeah. And,
exactly.
Also, too, the Milano Effects coming out at the end of the year. Definitely check that one out. That one looks like a banger. Most definitely.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And if you want to see another horror film, you can also check out Thug, Thug, which is a black and white style documentary horror on Tubi TV, exclusively on Tubi TV right now. Or my film Manhunt, which just came out last week as well.
Oh, sweet. Most definitely. All right, Franklin. Once again, man, thanks for coming down to the horror room. I appreciate it, man. It's been a
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And, whenever you want to do this again, we can do this again. No worries. I appreciate you.
Most definitely, man. I'm going to have you back for when the Milano Effect comes out.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That'll be great, man. I appreciate that.
Okay. So everyone, thank you for coming to the horror room. I'm Travis Bruce. I'm going to see you guys next time. Make sure you hit that and that subscribe button. Thank you.